I'm in the kitchen with my eldest daughter, Hannah, and we're going to show you at home how much sugar is hidden in certain food types. We've not done this before?
No, never.
I know you know how to eat healthily because the last couple of years I've been giving you good advice, but you've not done this experiment before?
No, never.
Excellent, that's great news. For about 24 years, I gave you all the wrong food for breakfast and food-wise because I didn't know any of this either. And what I want to make sure is that you understand this so that your daughter, my granddaughter understands it, and then everybody else understands this at home.
Okay.
So we're not talking about upfront sugar that you see in foods, we're talking about hidden sugars. So, Hannah, I want you, let's start with rice, because we eat a lot of rice, or we used to eat a lot of rice as a family. Curries most nights and a lot of rice, and with all sorts of things with our chili. That's 50 grams of rice, which once you cook it up will be about 150 grams, which is about the average size that people would have for rice. How many lumps of sugar, and here's a load of sugar lumps, do you think that turns into inside the body? So just have a little think about it and then just put out how many sugar cubes you think that turns inside the body. Why is this important? Because when we eat foods that turn into sugar, bread for example starts turning to sugar in the mouth, the saliva in the mouth, the enzymes turn it into sugar. We then have to deal with that inside the body. If we don't use it as energy straight away, we release more insulin. Insulin grabs that sugar and stores it in our fat stores. So two problems. If we have too much sugar or food that turns into sugar, we get fat, then we get obese. Then that leads to all sorts of dreadful diseases. We get more insulin. We know insulin, for example, can cause cancer if we have too much insulin. We also know that it leads to diabetes, type 2. So you think...
I don't think very much because
it
doesn't feel very sugary when you eat it.
Doesn't feel very sugary, it doesn't look very sugary.
So I actually think that's probably over the top.
Well, what do you think then? 3?
Yeah, maybe
Okay,
less,
so you think a normal little bowl of rice turns into the equivalent of 3 cubes of sugar inside the body?
Yeah, because it doesn't feel sugary.
Okay, well, you're wrong. Okay? So, a tiny little bit of rice, which will have far more problem with our curries, actually turns inside the body into over 10 sugar cubes of sugar.
For that much?
That much. That's even more than a can of Coke. Right?
Okay.
And that, if you're trying to lose weight, or if you're worried about being diabetic, or if you're worried about Alzheimer's later on, or cancer, or heart disease, that is to be avoided.
That's a...
Right? And that's a small portion. Okay, let's go next to something I know I used to make you drink all the time, thinking I was a great dad. Apple juice or orange juice, but let's go apple juice.
Okay.
How many cubes of sugar do you think apple juice might turn into?
A lot more than the rice. So
1, 2, 3.
6, 7,
now here's the thing.
8.
These are what in the past I thought, I'm sure you at home thought were healthy options because that's what my parents told me, that's what I told Hannah growing up. Yeah, apple juice, it's got to be healthy, it's got to be healthy. Oh, she's getting this one pretty good though, right, maybe.
I've gone 12, I think.
You've gone 12?
Yeah.
Well, actually it's not that bad because apple juice is around 8.5 cubes.
Okay.
But did that shock you? That much, that's a 200 millimetre glass of apple juice has more sugar in it, again, than a can of Coca-Cola.
Right, yeah.
So it is not a healthy option in the morning
when you're
if you're trying to lose weight.
When you're having Coke, you know it's bad, but then I'm surprised at the similarities to these two.
How about, okay, we went to Subway earlier on, sorry, Subway around the corner. We asked for just the bread roll. We told a bit of a fib. We said we got cheese in the office and we needed, so they gave us their bread roll straight out the oven. Not open, no butter, no nothing. We've weighed it. That weighs 150 grams. What do you think that might turn into inside as a 12-inch, 1-foot Subway, just the bread? What sugar do you think that might turn into inside, or the equivalent sugar inside the body? Of course, which we would worry about if we were slightly overweight.
So if this is...
With no filling, just the sandwich bit.
I think double the rice. So.
Double the rice? See, I've trained you too well, darling. I have trained you too well.
I only did that because of their weight.
Right, not quite double, but it is, in fact, 15 sugar cubes. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Give me 6 more. 7, 8. You are trained so well. 8, I've done a good job lately. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. A Subway sandwich without any filling, any butter, turns into the equivalent of about 15 sugar cubes once we've digested it. That's going to spike insulin. That's going to cause what we call the carbo coaster. That insulin will grab that sugar, it will store it in your fat stores, and then you'll be hungry really quickly because you're on. And that's without all the other stuff inside. Right, what about eggs? How many sugar cubes in an egg?
I'd hope not very much.
Have a guess.
0.
Yes, you weren't. You're right. So 4 eggs. You have as many eggs as you want. There is no sugar, so it doesn't spike insulin. It's full of nutritional goodness. It's everything you need to start life. That's what it does for the chicken. So yeah, no sugar whatsoever. What about strawberries, though? Because they're quite sweet, aren't they?
Very sweet, yeah.
So that's 9 strawberries, that smaller ones. You could have actually 6 or 7 big ones, but that's about 120 grams of strawberries. How much sugar in strawberries? Let's have a guess. Come on. Let's have a guess.
A couple.
Quick. A couple. Why do you think only a couple?
Because they're a fruit.
Okay, well, most fruits, it's a lot. But strawberries are very good for us. In fact, all the berries, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, blackberries, are very low. And it's actually less than even that. So 9 little strawberries there, 1.5 cubes of sugar. What about shredded wheat? Just quickly, let's go really quickly. 2 shredded wheat, because, 45 grams. How many do you reckon?
I think loads.
Loads.
Just loads.
7? Say 7. Say 7. Yeah, okay. Absolutely right. So 2 shredded wheat, 10 to 7. I want to do quickly one more, right? Yeah. I want to do bran flakes, which are obviously pushed as healthy ways to start the day off.
Okay.
That's a 30-gram serving. And by the way, my little Louis, and I know you used to, have bigger sizes than that. Yeah. Sorry, not Louis, little Tom. That's a 30-gram serving. What do you reckon?
Probably
the healthy dish.
Nearly the whole box. Probably.
Not the, no, they're getting silly now. 1, 2, 3, 6. Not quite 6, 4.8.
Okay.
So even that, though, without any sugar added, before we put the milk, because the milk on top will have sugar, that's starting us off, but not a great start to the day.
Yeah.
But just quickly, a small amount of raisins. What do you reckon?
I give to Molly
60 grams.
They're
you give my granddaughter raisins.
Yeah.
So what do you reckon then? That's a small 60-gram serving.
5.
How about 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Wow. Raisins are pretty much dried grapes, and they are pretty much, that's better. They're pretty much like dried sugar cubes. There are 10, once you eat those raisins, it turns the equivalent of 10 sugar cubes inside the stomach. So here's the point. What we're trying to get across, and that's this whole area of Primal Cure's a not-for-profit arm, which is healthdaddy.com. What this is all about is awareness, helping you understand what foods will turn into sugar, which foods spike insulin, which foods give us more chance of getting diabetes, heart disease, cancer, Alzheimer's. I want to help parents like you, help your children like my lovely daughter here and my granddaughter understand food, so you don't give that wrong advice, now that we understand it, that I got for so many years and I passed on for so many years.
Did a little bit.
And you're doing quite well at the moment, aren't you? Lost a bit of weight?
Yeah.
Good girl. Anyway, keep short, quite because they wanted a short clip already, about twice as long as we're supposed to be. More coming, lots more. Nearly all the common foods that you eat will be on this part of the website. We'll expose the hidden sugar in everything, and also tell you what's good for nutrition and what's not good for nutrition. Just keep following the link below.